Okay, so let's talk about something that I think is really pertinent, and that is the I won't say the argument, but the concept of wondering if we are quite enough. There's this saying about "I am enough." I'm enough for this, I'm enough for that, referring to our capacity or our ability as human beings to be sufficient. Right? We say that I am enough. I am able to do XYZ. I have within me all the capabilities that I need to do a certain thing. And to some extent, that's true. But I'm not going to say that is right or wrong, even though I have my idea about it. But what I want you to do is to consider an alternative perspective. And what is that perspective? That perspective um, asks you to consider, for instance, um, the person who is talented and the person who is skilled, who has both of these things, because talent is different from skill, right? But still doesn't quite make it. So let's look at an example. So natural talent is inherent. It's the gifting, the natural gifting that you have, that natural ability that you have to just do something without necessarily knowing the ins and outs of it, without knowing the mechanics, right? So, for instance, a Michael Jackson who opens his mouth at 3 years old and starts to sing without necessarily thinking about breath control or dynamics or um, being on pitch or any of those things. He just does it because that is a natural aptitude that he has, right? Now, the skill part comes in when you go to music school or vocal school. I'm using that analogy, right? And learn how to actually do these things, learn the science of it. You have the natural inclination or the natural gifting, but you now learn the art and the science of making that thing really come alive. So that is the skill, the acquired skill, because you acquire it over a length of time. So the question is, what do you consider the plight of a person who has the natural talents, the natural aptitude, and has acquired skills that um, pertain to that talent, but still doesn't become significant? So my argument is that those two are not enough, right? And I think if you take time to study people, you discover that you have lots of examples around that. People who have mad talent, who can do things that just make your jaw drop. And you're like, whoa, right? Or who have developed skills over time that are really mind blowing, but still don't make impact or don't seem to be recognized by the rest of the world. So, what is that thing that is not allowing them to do that? The argument is that natural talents, as great as it is, acquired skills, as great as they are not enough because you're not operating all or on all your potential. It's like driving a car that has a flat. Now, three tires out of the four could be perfectly fine, but that one tire that has a flat will not allow you to move, and even if you can move, you can't move very far. So that's somewhat analogous to what I'm talking about. And I think the missing part that lots of us are not considering is the touch, what I call the touch of the divine, the supernatural touch, right? So what makes that one person out of a score of people who are equally talented or equally skilled? What makes that one person stand out? Why does one person out of 100 or out of 1,000 of equally skilled people just have that thing, that opportunity, or that mysterious hand reach out and pick them up or pluck them up? There is something beyond talent, there's something beyond skill that is at play here. So I think that when you connect to the divine, and allow the divine to breathe over what you naturally have or have built over time, that is when things begin to explode. For Christians, we believe that God is that person that inspires the divine to connect the rest of the things to happen. When you're truly connected with your natural gifts and your skills and the spiritual, that is when things really begin to explode. So, if If you've wondered to yourself, I have, so many talents, or I'm skilled in so many diverse areas, but nothing seems to be happening, perhaps you should consider that you need to get a touch of the divine. Food for thought.